Hey, what's going on, everyone? So this video is going to focus on why I think that Zilliqa could end up being very bullish in the near future, and I'm going to show you guys a very bullish pattern that I noticed on a a high time frame on Zilliqa USDT. So we're starting with the 4-hour chart, and as you guys can see, I have the pattern set up here. And unlike normal triangle patterns, like if you have a bull flag, the pattern will be something like that, where you have the triangle facing this way. But with this sort of pattern, it's basically the opposite. You'll have triangle uh, broadening rather than contracting. The triangle here, beginning over here, it starts to broaden and price moves in and out between these zones until it eventually breaks out upward. If you look at this, the price is contracting and price starts bouncing in between closer and closer zones rather than the opposite. So let's zoom out. And you can see I have this target over here set up, which would give us about 180 to 190% increase in price if we reach that zone, which I find to be very likely. And I'll show you guys why. So let's take a look at the analysis I put in my free Telegram earlier today. So over here, I show the broadening bottom pattern in a picture next to the actual analysis. And you can see that I set up these different points on the chart to show these exact points here as well. You can see you have that large drop with that line going down, and you have the A point, which is at the beginning of the broadening bottom pattern. So we have that and we have that, pretty much the same. Then you have the B, which comes with the bounce of the A. So that could be either this point or that point. I chose to go with this one because the C is the last lower point in this picture. So then we have the C right over here, and then you have the final move up to that next resistance, which gives you the D pattern. And that is much higher than the original A, as you can see on this chart. Than the original B. And we can see that right over here. And that finds resistance, and it comes down, and we have that final part of the pattern, which is the E. And then from the E, we have a strong bounce up that goes higher than the D part of the pattern. And that leads us to this target over here. Now, we may go slightly underneath. It's important to watch this as we get to this zone, as obviously 1 cent is a very psychological barrier. But we will see a retracement from this zone most likely. As you can see here, we have a decent retracement. Looks like we may see 40–50% retracement from that zone, something like that, based off that picture. Then after that retracement, you see that there is a breakout of the pattern, and you find a support usually on the outside of that trend line. Trend line, which was once resistance, becomes support, which would be a very bullish sign if we see that happen here. And then you eventually reach those upper zones. As we can see, the target is that highest zone up there. So I just put the first target here. We're going to have multiple profit-taking zones. I'm going to be making sure to update on this in the free chat and on my YouTube channel, so make sure to subscribe. So let's take a look at the chart on the daily time frame now. So we can see that on the long-term time frame, like the daily chart, you can still see this. And I put the name of the pattern here in my Twitter if anyone wants to follow that. So you can see that that target is right over there, and that really is not that far off. Now, if we look at the next target, that would be right over here. I would say this zone, we found resistance before, and that's likely where our target will be. And from where we are now, that would be about a 520% increase, maybe a little bit higher. Who knows, 500 to 530%, I would say. That's what I would shoot for. I think that Zilliqa looks like a fantastic long-term investment based off of this technical analysis. I don't know much about what the Zilliqa project does, but this pattern is definitely valid, and we will know that for sure once we have a breakout. But this definitely looks like a valid pattern to me, and I'm definitely going to be buying some of this for the long term. Probably going to buy a small amount, as I have my investments in coins that I do understand, that I know what they're doing, and most of my long-term investments are not just based off of how the technicals look. But besides all that, this looks absolutely fantastic. And if you guys have any questions about my views on this, make sure to join the free Telegram. You can ask me questions there, and make sure to give me a subscribe here on YouTube if you enjoyed this analysis. Take care, guys.